Okay, this is a fun run here with a number of companions, and we are going to go clean up Nuka World. And this is the Quest Open season. It is a great run to have a bunch of companions with, where you basically wipe out all the raiders in the park. And I'm going to start with the pack. I like the pack because I can pick up a nice fat man here and lob a couple nukes, which I don't use that often. I like more precision strikes, but taking out Mason and his goons with basically a couple nukes is just a lot of fun. So here we go. We're launching it. Oh, wow. That was just bad. I'm going to probably end up having to reload at this point. But hey, no, so let's see what happened here to Mason. He only lost about 66% of his health. So let's chuck another nuke at him. And let's not try not to hit that post again. Yeah, boom. And hey, level up. But I don't think Mason is still dead. No, I may have got him. So we'll start taking out some of the supporting characters here for Mason, like that dog. Oh, Mason's still alive, which is not good. My shots with the fat man were just ridiculous. And thank God for the mysterious stranger. Okay, so Mason is down. So, no, he's still moving. Unbelievable. Anyways, my companions, I see Heather running around there shooting stuff. I know I got companion Ivy someplace. There she is in her white outfit. But we're just going to clean up the pack here and get this is all part of the Quest Open season, which is in the Nuka World DLC. And still can't take down Mason. He is one tough cookie. I believe he will start to heal if I don't take him out here. All right, so I can't hit him, so let's give him a headshot. All right, now at this point, everybody else in Nuka World is hostile, and I also lose my Raider quest, which is to go talk to the Raider boss and start invading all the hard work that I did out in the Commonwealth, which is one of the reasons why I get rid of the Raiders. Okay, so I'm going to let this captive out here. Okay, so I see my completion showing up, and unfortunately, she's going to decide to break her hand on my power armor, so I got to end her. That's just too bad. I was here to help you. All right, so who's left here? Nobody. So we're going to go ahead and. Oh, nope, we got some more people, including some caged animals to take out. I wear power armor during this particular instance and I hardly ever wear power armor because I have found that I was getting one shot even with my level 5 ballistic weave coat. So these guys hit hard. I mean, really hard, some of them. And if you don't take them out quickly, they'll put you down pretty fast. So I throw on a suit of, it looks like Nuka Cola. But no, I don't have my Nuka Cola on yet. But I think I've got some XO1 power armor right now. So I'm just going through and cleaning out the rest of the pack headquarters here. I saw I have also Eden from the Depravity. I like her because she basically helps tie up enemies while I shoot them. And I'm just going to clean out and loot this place. And there's a lot of loot here. I'm not going to go through all of it, otherwise this would be a long video. I'm just going to go ahead and try and achieve the objectives and keep moving here so this doesn't turn into an hours long video. But once I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and leave, and I'm going to move north towards Fizz Top Cafe and take out the rest of the raiders. Pack is probably the easiest. It's the closest to the entrance, but it's probably the easiest. With a couple of companions, you should be able to do this no problem. However, I've noticed my power armor takes a lot of damage as I go through this. And sorry, I forgot to cut this loading screen. But really quick is so what I do is I take a nuke for the pack. The rest of them I take out surgically with my Gauss rifle. I have a couple of companions in support. Heather, Ivy, and Eden so far I've noticed. And basically what we try to do is move through the park very quickly. You'll notice once you leave, you will start picking up stray pack members and stray members from the disciples and the other gangs.
They didn't
So you have
stand
to
a
go
chance
through and
against
clean
us.
these guys out, trying to make sure you don't cause friendly casualties. And there's Ivy. Okay, so we're moving through the pack here,
Good riddance.
and just kind of clean up along the way. Like I said, make sure you don't kill friendlies.
Scanning.
And then the disciples should be coming up next. Then the operators, I believe, or no, is the operators I think will be next. The disciples is last. But we're gonna go through and just clean up the strays here, including this NPC Shank, who is the one who gives you the quest to go ahead and start invading the Commonwealth. Uh, it, one of the reasons why I do this quest too, it's really important, is that companion Heather Kasdan, if you let the raiders, or if you take the raider side and start invading the Commonwealth, you will lose her forever as a companion. I believe with a speech check you can get her back, but since Heather is one of my favorite companions for a number of reasons, other than the fact she has some of the best dialogue, I just hate traveling without Heather. I see I've got Valkyrie from Operation Valkyrie with me. I like Valkyrie because she carries that old big minigun around. Her armor's great, so she's really tanky, and she loves nothing more than to stand there with a big old minigun, a flamer, or a nuker, and just blow the living daylights out of things. So right now we've got Eden, we've got Valkyrie, we've got Companion Ivy, the normal Companion Ivy, not Insane Ivory, and we're moving to the park and cleaning things out. There are a lot of enemies you have to kill. So make sure you have a lot of ammo for your favorite weapons. And we continue through the park, just cleaning up stuff. Um, one of the things to note is as you move through here, besides not killing your soon-to-be allies, is you will then, after this quest, need to go up and start the next part of the quest. And right now I've run now into the operator boss, which is Max Black. There's Eden over there whacking away on her with her big knives. Mags is a pretty tough opponent, and her brother is as well too. So make sure you go ahead and be prepared before you go ahead and take them on. I do not believe they may stealth at points, so you need to kind of watch for that. None of the pack members do, but believe that the operators bosses can stealth. So we're now done here. As you see, I've got Companion Ivy. She has put down her rifle and she has really fallen in love with this sword. Normally, I'd complain about that, but her hyper attack is absolutely amazing.
Guess we killed them all. Did that make you as
And
horny
I
as it
just
made
can't seem
me?
to get her to carry a gun. But we continue on. I believe we've got pretty quick here. We should be heading into the headquarters for the operators. And I believe I killed both their bosses here. So just picking up the loot as I go along here. And I believe I've got level 5 weave, ballistic weave, which you actually pick up if you do all the quests in the beginning for the railroad, and you can craft that. And I highly recommend it as an undergarment to your power armor. By itself, it's almost as good as power armor. It definitely is as good as the early models of power armor. Now we're going to go ahead and go in and finish off the operators. I got Mags, one of their leaders. I don't know if I got William Black, but we're going to go in and start taking care of the operators. And okay, so there's a couple other small bosses. Oh, I got to use my nuke again on Lizzie. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so there's Lizzie Wyeth. She's a boss, but I don't think she's part of your objectives for this particular quest open season. And the bosses, as you can see, are very difficult to take down. they don't really give that good of loot, which I was really surprised at. And there is a bunch of loot lying around the hideouts, but the loot on the bosses isn't that great. Alright, so we're now here, just checking out, see if there's anything of interest that I haven't seen before. Just picking up some trash. There's a terminal here that Lizzie has.
Nice.
Now you'll have to suffer through me actually trying to guess the password. I am absolutely horrible at these passwords, and I really don't think your clues actually work. But that's why I raise my hacking skills as high as possible so I can actually get through these without having to reload the loading screen a couple times. I highly recommend that you get hacking as high as possible and your intel as high as possible so you don't have to suffer through trying to figure out why uh, gain and gams both have three letters that match up, but they don't seem to have a nearly identical password companion anywhere else in the list. Alright, so now we're on to the disciples. Disciples are pretty easy because they use mostly non-ranged weapons. They like knives and they like getting close, and like I said, they may stealth here,
Fuck.
but I
That's
think in this
sexy.
run through I did not see them stealth. But they're kind of the assassin group here. And as you can see, I'm just okay, so now we're in with the disciples, and we're gonna go ahead and start wiping them out. Okay, so we got Ivy running around here with her sword. I just saw that. I'm gonna go ahead and just target these guys and start taking them out. One of the things that's tough about disciples is they sit up on top. They do have ranged weapons and shoot you, and then they just appear out of nowhere sometimes and start whacking you. So that's why it's great to have companions. And so we got to go kill the boss, sub bosses here to finish this quest, open season. So I'm gonna just move through here quick. Hey, so looks like one of my companions has switched over to some sort of plasma gun. Here's Dixie, a sub boss. We take care of her. And once again, these are tough bosses to kill, even with the mysterious stranger. Uh, see? She's still moving. Alright.
Come here, you.
And finally, Dixie's down. Once again, lack of loot here is pretty surprising. And there was Ivy doing her patented hyper combat move.
And that, my friends,
And I've been trying Insane Ivy and to see if how she is versus regular Ivy. I have not gotten her to hyper combat yet. Hyper combat's like having a portable nuke gun. If you're running around with a companion, she's a great one to have just for that ability alone. She takes out companions or takes out enemies at a distance really, really well, like a small nuclear explosion. Alright, so we're trying to find the last boss here, I believe. So I'm moving through, checking around, see if I can pick them up using Q. Okay, so I found another disciple. And see if we can shoot him through the grate. I'm always amazed that the bullets don't ricochet and kill me in this. So, okay, this disciple's sitting there under that grate, just hiding from me, and none of my companions have picked him up. Alright, there we go. So, oh hey, look how bad my armor is off. And I am pretty sure that's like Mark 5 or Mark 6 armor, and probably XO1 or XO2. We'll see here in a little bit. Okay, so Disciple Pillagers are just about wiped out. See Eden over there whacking away on one. I will put a list of the companions I have and where you can download them at after this as well too. Just so if you want to get some of these companions, you can. But you know, the primary ones I have are Eden and Harley from Depravity, Companion Ivy, Heather Kasdan, and then Valkyrie from Project Valkyrie. If you haven't gotten the Depravity and Project Valkyrie mods, which give you alternative endings to the game and make the game a lot more replayable, I really recommend you go get Thuggyverse from Thuggy Smurf and various contributors. It's just an incredible series of alternative endings which allow you to play the story out completely different than what was intended and make the game a lot more replayable and fun. And those can be found up on Nexus mods or other mods. I believe they're also available on the Bethesda site. But anyways, as you can see here, I'm just going through and double checking. I can't seem to find my last boss in my quest completion. But these bosses are so hard to kill. I'm looking for any decent loot. Where is my last boss? It says it's on this level, but I can't seem to find her anywhere. So where is she at? Oh, there we go. Finally found her.
Mason deserved what he got, but
And
just
since
met
this
me.
is the
He needs
boss,
that.
she's going to be really hard to kill. So we'll go ahead and tee up here. I see Harley sneaking around down there. And this is why we weren't able to kill Nisha, because she is actually hiding here
If
and
you have tea,
bleeding out behind some barrels. She got stuck.
share them now.
Well, one of the things about using nukes and also too is the Gauss gun is your enemies tend to go flying, and a lot of times it's in places where you don't want them to go. I can't tell you how many pieces of legendary I've lost because I couldn't find the kill afterwards. And Nisha here is proving to be incredibly resilient as I unload on her, and all my companions unload on her. And hey, speaking of the flying boss effect, there goes Nisha. So I will probably never be able to see if Nisha has any decent loot because I'll never find. I don't have the patience to find her. All right, so now we're done with disciples, which means we have completed the objectives for open season. By the way, I'm going to recommend too that you save at this point. If you're not in power armor like me or you're lower level, there are a bunch of just random disciples that pop up. And if you go into the Nuka World arcade or the cafe, you will be faced with a whole group of disciples, probably 4 or 5 at a time, that will try to kill you. If you did the quest objectives
You did it.
where
You saved.
you went around and cleaned up each part of the park. You don't have to do those. If you cleaned up the various areas of the park, there will still be remnants floating around. So just be careful. And at this point, I'm pretty much good to go. I'm actually going to return now to the market and turn in this particular quest. So we pull up the fast track map and we should be headed over to the market here in just a second. And the quest giver here is the doctor in the market. If you did not find this in your walkthrough, is you just go into the Nuka World market, and then basically
The
you will then have one of the NPCs there is the doctor. You talk to her. She will give you the option to kill all the raider bosses. What I usually do is I go ahead and free up the areas of the park, assign pack members, or not pack members, but assign raider groups to the areas, find all of my subquests, and then once that is
I'm
done,
going to
is
turn
then
to
I go
green.
ahead and kill the raider
There will not
bosses.
be a fool.
You don't have to do that. Now, this is a really tough area not to kill friendlies. I have not noticed losing any affinity with my characters killing Nuka World friendlies, but you're going to have a bunch of enemies here. Once they're cleaned out, is you can go talk to the doctor and turn in the
Whoops.
quest.
Wrong caliber bullets.
The last
My
part that you'll need to go ahead and do is with Nuka World, if you want to just go ahead and complete this area, is go turn on the power. But it's a lot easier when you don't have to face one of the gangs holding up in the power. Uh, I need to try it though, and I need to try the
Killed the raiders.
Invade the Commonwealth
All of
series.
them. I have to
But
ask.
every time I do that, I just dread
There's
losing
nothing like
Heather
Nuka
Casden
telling.
just because she's such a valuable
Well, it
companion.
certainly did that.
And I can't
I've
tell you how
thought
many
about
times
this
she
day.
saved my butt,
Now that it
especially in terms
has,
of selling me
I'm
some
more.
components I need. But Dr. MacKenzie here
You know,
is
before
going to
you
go
go,
ahead and
there's
complete this
wherever
quest
the road
for us.
takes you.
Then the last
Now
thing
I
I'm
feel
just going to show
excused
you
there.
is believe it or not, I killed every NPC associated with the Raiders. but I did manage to save one of my favorite guys, even though he's pretty much worthless to me at this point. There's my open seasons reward, which I think would have been a little bit nicer experience gain, but no. So I fixed my armor, and I'm in Fizz Top Mountain now, the cafe, the grill there. I go down, and who did I manage to save? Porter Gage. Porter Gage, unfortunately, has been reduced to a minion, a noodle eating minion, and he does not want to partner with me anymore. So that's it. That's my fun run for this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Thanks.